Hey everybody, DeLong Shot Signatures here. This is episode 198 of my TTM returns. We are starting off this week with 9 successes for 19 autographs. A lot of hockey in this one, so a lot of international stuff coming back. And then we also got an active football player and a NASCAR owner that took a very long time to get back. But we'll start off here with some hockey. First one is coming back from Slovakia. Got 4 of 4 in 117 days from former NHL right winger Marian Gaborik. Been seeing people get this guy. He's been someone I've been wanting to add to my collection for a while. I probably could have just purchased an autograph, but never got around to it. But he now owns an ice hockey rink in Slovakia. People been sending there, and he's been returning really, really nicely from there. He paid for the postage back. I did just do my, normal U.S. global stamp, but he or someone from his team paid for the postage back on that one. But he had 815 points in the NHL in 1,035 games. He probably could have played a lot more, but I think injuries started to derail his career at the end, and he didn't play much after getting traded to Ottawa. But a really, really solid player. He did win a Stanley Cup in 2014 with the LA Kings, so he at least has that to his very, very impressive career. Next one is a 2 of 2 success in 41 days. This is coming back from a former player, head coach, and GM, Nick Beverly. This was sent via the Philadelphia Flyers. He works somewhere in their front office. I think he's a scout or something. But he played over 500 games in the NHL, was not much of a point scorer at all. And then he was involved in the front office for a bunch of teams over the years, and was named interim head coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1996 after they let go of Pat Burns, and he was the GM of the LA Kings for 2 years. I know that he was let go from a team around the lockout and then joined on as a scout for the Nashville Predators. I don't know what he's done between then, which was like 2005, and now being part of the Flyers. But really, really awesome to get him to hit a few different collections there. Then we got some hockey prospects. A couple of these guys will be eligible in the upcoming draft, and one has already been drafted. So first one is a 2 of 2 success in 31 days. This is coming back via the London Knights. This is Oliver Bonk. Kind of a funny name to say out loud, given all the memes and stuff. But he's a hockey defenseman, and he is currently considered a top prospect for the 2023 NHL draft. There's not a ton of draft rankings and boards and all that right now. Really just like the top 20 are talked about. So until those start getting posted, I won't have too much to say about these guys. I'm not very good at scouting the lower junior guys and everything and what their points mean and whatnot. But he's been a good defenseman so far. Next one is a 2 of 2 success in 32 days from a teammate. This was also via the London Knights. Got Denver Barkey. Like Bonk, he is eligible for the 2023 NHL draft, and he plays center. The London Knights have been a really, really excellent, not just hockey program, but fan mail team. They usually send. I've had almost 100% success rate with them. I think there's like one player that I never heard back from. Could have been traded, or maybe I just sent it the wrong time. But regardless, they've been really, really good about returning fan mail. Next one is a 2 of 2 success in 28 days via the Sherbrooke Phoenix. This is coming back from defenseman Tyson Hines. He has already been drafted. He was selected 76th overall in the third round of the 2021 NHL draft by, of course, the Anaheim Ducks. That's probably a preseason or off-season uniform that he's wearing there. He's bounced around between a few different QMJHL teams. Not really sure what's going on there, but he's a pretty solid player as well. Going in the third round means that they had quite a bit of faith in him. Then we have a 2 of 2 success in 147 days via the Green Bay Packers. This is coming back from linebacker Rashawn Gary. I'd seen some people getting him back, and he seems to be a really reliable signer, kind of like who was it, A.J. Dillon on the team. Doesn't get back to you quickly, but he gets back to just about everyone that writes to him. But he was drafted 12th overall in 2019, and he has been a nice pass rusher for the Green Bay Packers. I think he's got 22.5 sacks. And after they moved him from defensive end to linebacker last season, he racked up 9.5 sacks. He had 6 on the year so far, but unfortunately he tore his ACL in week 9, so he's out for the year. The one thing that kind of lightens the blow on that a little bit is that he's already 4 seasons into his career, and he only turns 25 this season. So he's one of those young guys that got drafted early. So they should have him for quite a while. They did use their first round 5th year option on him, so he will be with the team next year. I don't remember if they signed him to a long-term extension, but a really, really good player for the Packers. Really unfortunate for him to tear his ACL. Then we have a 2 of 2 success in 30 days. This is a college baseball coach. This is coming back from University of Richmond. This is Tracy Woodson. Now, some of you who maybe don't follow college baseball but follow baseball might recognize this name. He was an MLB player from 1987 to 1993. He won a World Series ring in 1988 with the Dodgers. He is now entering his 16th season as a baseball coach, and he's got 398 wins between Valparaiso and University of Richmond. He does have some cards in the late 80s sets, and I think there was like a year or two that he didn't play in the majors, and then he came back for a couple more games. So if you got some late 80s, I think like 89 Don Russ, I think, or 88 or 89, I don't remember what year. I don't collect those ones. But he's in one of those sets. So if you work on any of those, just send it to University of Richmond, and he'll take care of you. Then we got another baseball return here. This is a 1 of 1 return in 16 days from the oldest living former MLB player alive today. This is Art Shalek. He was a pitcher from 1951 to 1955. He won 2 World Series rings with the Yankees in 51 and 53, and he is 98 years old. So, like a couple of the other guys I sent to, just looked up the list of the oldest players. I think that's on Baseball Research or something. And quite a few of them are good signers, and if they charge, they don't charge a lot. So really, really awesome to add the oldest living guy. I did have, I think, 2 or 3 of the previous ones. And Bobby Dorr, Bobby Richardson. I think it wasn't Bobby Richardson. Eddie Robinson, I think, was one of them. But now I've got Art Shalek, so that's really nice to have him. And then this last one here is coming from a NASCAR owner. He's one of the few owners that I don't have in my collection already. And I got back 2 of 2 in 1,105 days, so just a little over 3 years from Matt Collig. So he's, of course, a NASCAR owner. Mainly been in the Xfinity Series, but his team has ran races in the Cup Series. I think they are running full-time next year with AJ Allmendinger. But he has 1 Cup Series win. I think that was with Justin Haley in that fog or rain-shortened race. And then he has 19 Xfinity Series wins, and they only started racing in 2016. Collig Racing was not a big deal when they first started. I think the first 2 seasons they had Blake Cook. They were really just trying to get their foot in the door and everything. But he's been expanding the team from a 1-car to a 2-car to a 3-car operation. He's had some really good drivers like Justin Haley, Ross Chastain, and he's revitalized AJ Allmendinger's career. Was kind of pulling for one of them to maybe win a championship this year. I don't remember if they had. I think Allmendinger was eligible in the Final Four, but they've been one of the most successful new teams in recent memory. A lot of A lot of lower series new teams struggle early on, and a lot of times don't even make it more than a couple seasons. But he he owns his own business that has to do with Leaf Filter, which sponsors a bunch of their cars, and you'll see their commercials all the time. But he's done really, really well as as an owner. So I would have sent this in 2019 as they were starting to really get their groove. Obviously, they would have already announced Haley and Chastain as their drivers, or would have just had them for the previous season. But didn't think this one would be coming back, but really, really glad to finally have him in the collection. So that is it to start this week. A little bit of a longer video, but thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.